Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Funk, Dr. P Funk. You'll find out in a minute. All right, out in my lab in the wee hours in the morning, just like I like it. I hear the birds chirping. I got the rooster crowing. So I'm out here doing my thing. I'm gonna have some fun today because the doctor's in the house. I make house calls too, so let's go. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practiced daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself, also known as awakening. Tidbit, okay, boom right there. All right, where was that? Know thyself. Okay, my mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? So let's get there together. I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. You pay attention. All right? That's what I do. It's tutorial, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. Hey, to my yacht, be true. I said Dr. P Funk because I have some skills when it comes to certain areas of what I call awakening or enlightenment. Right thinkers, let's talk about how sometimes awakenings, becoming conscious, goes way wrong. This is Dr. P Funk. Okay, I got a little thing with doctor on it too. Why? I got degrees in what I do. Understand that? So yeah. But let me tell you this: when we have our awakenings, it's all different kinds of awakenings. So let me take you through a few. I know about a few. How about that? Okay, so to speak, metaphorically, philosophically, psychologically, let me talk you off the edge, off the mental and spiritual edge, where the two things run together, and sometimes we get it a little confused. So that's why they say it's good to have guidance. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. I've been here. All right. Me being an experienced Akus. What the hell is the Akus? That's called an enlightened being walking the earth. So yeah, that's me. And I have enlightened. I am awakened. I'm an enlightened and awakened being. There are a few different types of what we call awakenings. Awakening is that third eye opening up, that different mindset happens, that transformation from within. That's what they call it, the awakening. Okay? And an enlightenment meaning you're learning. You're being enlightened. You're being told something. You're being taught something that can help you out. Okay? So spiritual enlightenment, God knowledge. Awakening, you becoming aware of God. Now you need the knowledge. So you ready? Let's go. Now, I've seen some brothers take a tab of acid back in the day, sniff some THC, y'all call it ketamine now, it's horse tranquilizer, okay? But another drug, form of drug that mentally take you to another place. I hear guys, these new guys telling me, man, it takes you to the next realm. I've been telling you about that for the last few years, and I ain't taking that drug. Again, they took acid, they took THC, mescaline, etc. And ayahuascas, they got all kind of enhancements, okay? God, the word escapes me, Jesus Christ. Altered states. To get to the altered states is called, as my man would say, my teacher, meditation is all you need. DMT is the hallucinating drug that the body secretes on its own. So if you just take it just to, I seen God, that's false. And that's called an induced awakening. That's not a true awakening. Why? Because when the drug wear off, you go back to sleep. That's why. It's like hitting the snooze button, okay? So my point is, when I seen people do these drugs and claim they had the experience in ayahuasca, every person who does it say they seen other things, okay? Again, it's all in the mind. I love taking acid. I love speeding up my thought process. I love hallucinating. Why? Those are drugs that I chose back in the day when I was drug dealer. I had to do them to know what they were. And some of them to my liking, I had no problem with it. To be hooked on them, no, I never do that. But to use it to what? To go to altered states. I love tripping. Man, I keep my bags ready. I'm an old school dude, man. High ain't nothing but a few hours trip, okay? THC, all that stuff. But back in the day, that was recreational. We dropped acid, tip acid, party, danced, and whatever. That was just part of the program. So I understand that, but nobody who took any of them drugs got enlightened or awakened. But they did while they was under the influence, and that's the whole thing. Why? Because the mind does the work. See where I'm going with this? I meditate for the purpose of, dude, you have no idea. If you don't test drive this thing, you have no idea what it is. It's called the mind. Conscious awareness. Use it. Why? You can't blow it up. You can't overload it. Or I hear people, man, if your brain hurts, you ain't thinking right. Why? That's what it does. That's what it does. But if you confuse it with emotions, a whole bunch of nonsense, it can't do its job. Free the mind and the ass will follow. But if you complicate the mind, agitate the mind, or even blow your mind, it's hard to function. Why? Because you can't separate fantasy from reality, imagination from real. That's why. Okay? You know when you sleep, you sleep. That's the lucid dreaming, if you know that. But when you wake up, you know you're woke, you're conscious. Moving on. And the mind, right this, under the influence, will give you glimpses of awakening. That's induced by the drug. The mind is hyped up. The mind is going to all the state. Why? Because it's something that's doing it. You should be able to do that on your own. I took a drug called God back in 2010 now. I've been high ever since. No mescaline, no THC, none of that. And I was dying to get to ayahuasca. Why? I did most of the drugs. I done had legal drugs. I done had pharmaceutical drugs. I've been in a crazy house, mental institution, diagnosed with, this is a good one, delusions of grandeur. Okay? Again, all mental, and they knew that. So, moving on. But that's what I did. So, yeah, I know a little bit about this thing that I got on my shoulders, and you should know about yours. Knowing that self is knowing how this damn thing works. They don't come with manual, no instruction, but they have instructors that you can learn from. I didn't just have this, I learned this. If your awakening came from an outside source, side it get 'em, it's not a true spiritual awakening. I had one of my students, should I try ayahuasca? Should I try that? I said, listen, I done took every drug that altered the mind concept, and I enjoyed all of them, so I have a problem with that. But it didn't enlighten or awaken me. I know that for a fact. When I got the real deal, I'm still under the influence. How about that? Them other stuff wore off a long time ago. But when you got the real deal, it don't go nowhere. I know a brother who got the real deal almost 50 years ago. It ain't went nowhere. He still got it. Guess what? When I got mine, he was there waiting for me. I said, look at this. And he was happy. Like what George said, ain't nothing better than seeing the face of a good friend. Close friend, whatever, but a friend. When you in uncharted waters, you somewhere, you done came up and where the hell I'm at. It's good to see a friend. That's the difference. That's the true spiritual awakening. Why? You'll find somebody else that's woke. Okay? And if you're the one that's waking up to yourself, and that's the beauty part. Now that's the start. That's just the start. When you wake up to yourself, that don't mean you got to break up with people who are still asleep, meaning they don't know themselves. They haven't become awakened like you have. Again, it's a mindset. And you are, been there, done that. And I just watch and observe. Why? That's what psychiatrists do. I just sit back and watch and listen so I can diagnose the situation, what I'm seeing from my observing. If I didn't have that knowledge and wherewithal, I could sit back and watch and don't know a damn thing. Why? I don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, that's why. So when your awakening happens, don't expect other people to awaken or understand. That's the first part. They get agitated. So no, let them go. Let them go. Okay, trust them. I hate when I tell somebody something, and this is what it pricks me up. I know this. I know that. I know this. I know people. So psychologically, I'm a psychiatrist on the run. Why? I've been dealing with this all my life. I've been using this all my life. I've seen other people. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to people. Some people, again, after being awakened by a drug use, will what? Self-destruct. Okay, they become destructible. And what? With anyone, they get violent. Because if you ain't on their wavelength, you're the enemy. You either friend or foe. See, that's that. They revert back to the simplest part. What? Fight or flight. That's the lowest level. That's the lowest level. But in their mind, they think it rose up. No, you didn't decrease your whole mental concept. But to them, again, in their mind, when you tell me you had a conversation with God, okay, I'm going to take that to mean that you went inside yourself and had it. I meditate. I talk to God all the time. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I had mine, my brother, you can't tell me that. That's the truth. What the hell? They've been doing this all through history. Everybody talked to God. Hey, Moses talked to God. Nobody talked to God but Moses. Come on, man. So, yeah, I had my personal interview. I had my personal conversation, whatever you want to call it, awakening. Yeah, but when I had it, it came after what I had already been doing. Practicing, living, doing, studying, and putting it to use. So I don't know. All of a sudden, whoa, what the hell? And now God is talking to me. And I ain't under no drug. I ain't high. I know it. None of that. I wasn't dreaming. I was wide awake. Then see, excuse me, I get excited. When me and God when I had my conversation, I wasn't sleeping. It wasn't in no damn dream. So I was wide awake. The conversation, Vince Lombardi voice, I keep telling them, I don't care what you think or feel about that. I can explain my encounter with God. What you think about that means nothing to me. Okay? And if you had yours, I would respect that. Why? I had mine, so I make a difference to me, but what you had or didn't have. That's what I'm saying. I ain't got to prove. My brother talking about, the guy God said, nobody can prove God. Nobody came after the death. God ain't deaf, numbnuts. Okay? Stop having these arguments with these ignorant ass people and then coming for me. I don't waste my time with that. I tell anybody, if you don't believe in God, hold your breath, see how long you can go. Why? Because you got to exhale. And if you don't inhale, you got to do one or the other. If it take it in, it's got to come out. If it came out, it got to come back in. That's called life. That's God. Simple. So all this, nobody came out for the dead. Dead is dead. Nobody came back. But y'all claim Jesus did. So don't give me that nonsense, please. It's all rhetoric, theological, and conceptual, metaphorical, allegorical. It ain't nothing literal. Nothing that they teach you in any religion is literal. How about that? God damn it. Excuse me. I know that. I teach a mythological concept, the concepts of philosophy, principles. That's what I teach. I'm not a religion. I ain't religious at all. So stop with that, please. Think. That's what I teach. Do thinking and think right, not ignorant. Awakening is what? Seeing things mentally different. Not just these eyes. Okay, I tell you, I see what you're looking at. I can see if you full of crap or not. Why? Your spirit has its own glow, and I know the color it should be. And a lot of y'all ain't on the color spectrum. I got X-ray vision. I can see right through you. Okay, tell him, my man, I really don't need no light to see through you. I just can see you. And my third eye vision said, "Hey, for the shit, move on." So if I don't waste my time with certain people, it's the reason why. Moving on. That's why. I'm just telling you. I got that going, been doing that. But again, the awakening, you see things different. It ain't just seeing with your two eyes. And what happened? Others won't see it and understand it the way you see it. So you can't get them to see and understand what you see and understand. Express yourself as best you can, okay? I see people, no, you can't stop. No, don't interject. Don't disagree. Let them go. Because they're what? They're getting it out. They're getting it out. Okay, let them get it out. Best thing you can do for them is listen. That's what the psychiatrists do. Sit down and go ahead. Okay, when you get done, we're done. What? I'm just listening. I'm listening. Oh, I'm listening. I can hear. See, again, I tell people, the psychiatrist already know what the head is about. What? That's what the hell he studied. Moving on. I ain't got time. But when you're awakening is from a few drugs that you took, yeah, you go to the next place and you can hang out there and whoever with you, y'all can, cloud nine, we called it. That's being out there. Okay, it's being high, under the influence, whatever you want to call it. But the mind reacts to every drug different. They tell you about, man, I know all of that. Why? I experienced that shit 30, 40 years ago. It ain't nothing new. Moving on. Again, but I played with my mind a long time ago. It's called thinking. And when I introduced drugs to it, I still thought under the influence. We had a rule back in the day. A whole lot of lames will fall victim to the game. Why? Because only true hustlers can think what? Under the influence. If you get this guy a joint, he fall apart. You give me a joint, I function, I focus. Get that guy hit a cocaine, he don't know what to do. Get that guy hit, I'm cool and smooth. Acid, we ain't talking about that, okay? He can't even handle that. That's it. His mind can't even go there. So he's limited in what his mind can handle. But him knowing that, he didn't do it. Unlimited. Think unlimited. I was unlimited. I tried it all. You can call me Paul. Why? I did it all. And it all worked for me. Why? Because I can think. I can comprehend. I can handle. And I can instruct and teach others how to do it. I taught so many people off the ledge from back in the day, my way. Okay? Why? They high. I know that. No, the acid, boy, it would have you, some people want to get off. No, you got to hold on. Just ride it out. Just ride it out. See, again, it's all mental. The mind, everything is what? Everything is mind. The universe is mental. It understands from a different concept, telepathy. But guess what? When you're under that drug, you enlighten as long as you're high. You go to sleep. Everything that you thought or you went through, you forgot all that shit. That's false. That's artificial. When I go to meditate, everything that I happen to meditate, I can reflect on and take it with me. It's real. Why? It ain't induced by no drug. That's why. That's the difference. I'm trying to get you to understand. This thing here don't need drugs. It gets the same drug I take. It has its own. That's why before death, DMT, hallucinogen, it's secreted at death. Why? Being scared to death, the body secretes the DMT. To what? To get a brain ability to deal with what's going on. So I saw my life flashing before my eyes. That's near-death experience. Why? Because the brain is starting to flash back. Why? It might be over. That's why. And it's a built-in mechanism. Okay, did you know? You didn't know that? Oh, come on. Jesus, more than that. I know things. I don't teach everything I know. I just practice everything I know. I understand what I know. But when you under the influence and you all of a sudden, back in the day, perfect example, weed. The dumbest dude, you sit smoke some weed, all of a sudden, he's Mr. Intelligent. Why? Because his mind done went somewhere else and he's expressing it. That's all. And again, getting high used to be something recreational. We sit around and get high and talk and fuck around. But it wasn't, we lived high. We didn't, no, it was recreational use. Again, back then, you couldn't wait till Friday. Why? Living for the weekend. That's when the mind can just take some drugs and just go to cloud nine and just not worry about nothing. Some people like to live on cloud nine. I got two brothers, they love cloud nine. I ain't big on cloud nine with that heroin nonsense. But all drug-induced awakenings were off. What'd that tell you? It wasn't real. If it ain't, again, truth. If it's truth, it ain't changing. If it's gold, it ain't changing. If it's a lie, it ain't gonna change. It's still gonna be a lie. See where I'm going with that? So it's the same for everything. Don't pick and choose to use the philosophy or the principle because you like it. No, use it all the time. That's what it's for. Principles don't care. They just principles. Moving on. And when that drug wear off, now you go back to sleep or AKA go back to being ignorant. Okay, less enlightened, less awakened, right to sleep, so to speak. AKA Hadu. The story goes when Ra sent his daughter Hadu down here to punish all the unrighteous, that mean the bad people, kill them. The penalty for sin was death. Okay, so understand that. Now, I don't have to worry about that. Why? I am the sinner. I get it. A person who lives right and do right, lives their lifestyle the right way, that let you know you get it. So you'll be spared. That's like the putting the stain on the door for the Christians. When death come through, he gonna pass you by. Why? You covered by the blood. Again, waking up is an emotional and mental experience. And it's the worst. Why? Because with emotion, that roller coaster is a Lulu. Jesus. Woo, wait. I don't ride roller coasters because I can't stand that. You don't know, I don't like that at all. And physical, I can't stand it. So my stomach will come out my mouth. Okay, so I'm one of them guys. Okay. But your emotions, they lead you the wrong way every time. Every time. No, it's like, no. Emotions are ignorant. They just go by sense, by feel. They don't know nothing. Again, a principle, a feeling. It don't know. You directing that. That's what I say. You got choices. You got to be the deciding factor in everything you do. Trust me, because you're responsible. And when you had that emotional awakening, okay, the emotions are good servants, bad leaders, real bad leaders. If you ever woke up one morning just feeling bad, you grumpy, you nasty. Next morning you wake up, you feel good, you're happy, you joy. That makes the difference. That emotion, but it's not a good leader. That's what I say. It too many variables. Yeah, and let's talk about what I call, this is what came out my concept, rude awakening. What's a rude awakening? A rude awakening is thinking, because you emotionally, it's strong and you got some stuff going on, and you think everybody's against you. So now you become what? You think they're against you because they're not woke. They're not agreeing with you. They're considered to you. If they ain't on your wavelength, they are the enemy. That's the rude awakening. Because you're going to now, isolate yourself. Nobody's going to be able to deal with you. Okay? Because if you're talking about something and they don't get it and they don't agree with you, they become the enemy. That's why. That's why it's a rude awakening. And yeah, that's that emotional awakening. You love everybody 1 minute, okay? Kumbaya, yeah, yeah. And the next minute, everybody. Okay? That's that rude awakening. That's emotion. Unbelievable. And when you don't understand it, they label you crazy. Allah, see the governmental institution. Okay, that's another story. But when you understand it, I watched those emotional awakenings, and I had to just sit back and just laugh. Why? And act. Watch this. They act the fool. They go through love. They try to teach. They run the gamut. They gonna be all over the place. And if you stop and interrupt them, it's not good. Let them go. That's why the psychiatrist just sit and listen. I know what I'm talking about. And when you are emotional, okay, when you're emotionally controlled, when your emotions are controlled, watch this, controlling your actions, right there, dun 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 dun. Because guess what? The emotions is just emotion. Your actions, now you're responsible for them. So whatever you say and whatever you do, you still got to be responsible. They don't care because you was mad or your emotions you was on. They don't care. That's the difference. And you will say some good stuff and some bad stuff. You do some good things and some bad things, and it all from the heart. Why? Because that's emotions. And you just acting out of emotion. If it's good, yeah, it's good. But if it's bad, yeah, it's going to be real bad. That's why it's rude. Why? Here you go. Rude awakenings are what? Are always ones that's drug induced. That's why. They high. And the worst thing you can do is bring up that they under the drug. You will cause your own, you become the enemy. Oh, you become the enemy. Trust me on that one. So you better play yourself out. All right? And what's this? That rude awakening are always drug induced, and it's over what he call a bad trip. Okay? If everything don't go the way you planned, everything don't go the way you want it, if it's an obstacle, if it's some detour or somebody against you, now you want to fight. That's the mindset. That's the emotions, okay? That's why they're bad leaders. They will get you into some stuff that you can't get out of. Why? Because you got into it. You did it. Call them fetters, if you didn't remember that lesson, okay? Stuff that you cause yourself is a fetter. All right. But when you make up shit, okay? Simply, let me call it what it is. That means situations that's just wrong. But in your mind, you believe this was going on. And when people ain't on that level, now you are on the island. You're on the island. You by yourself. You can't get nobody to agree with you. You can't get nobody to understand what the hell you talking about, but you're talking. And I just said, people, hi, shut up. Shut up. Don't talk when the person's having emotional, what I call a rude awakening, a bad trip. Why? He's high, she's high, and she's venting, they venting. I've been here, but I don't be high. I come here to vent to just get the frustration. No, but when you're under the influence, a drunk person, man, we all know about that. Again, but that's not awakening, that's a whole different thing. But they think they're awakened when they hide, their mind is altered, so they think they're in another storm. Yeah, I get it. Like I said, once they come down, they forget all that stuff. And when you make up stuff, cause situations, that's just in your mind. All this in your mind. And when you feel like it's, again, you against the world, that's the false awakening. That's the rude awakening. Drug-induced, whatever, don't make a difference. You see things under the influence, and you think everybody should see it the way you see it. It never worked. And when I reached what I know to be spiritual awakening, it was only the fact that I was studying and I was preparing myself, not for understanding not that, but when it happened, I went straight to what? Spiritual enlightenment. Well, I want to know what the hell this is about. Spiritual. I need to know what the hell's going on with me. And that's why I've been in that rabbit hole ever since. All right. But yeah, when you get spiritually enlightened, that's the real deal. When you get enlightened, dependent on, who is that? But that's just a start to get you going the right way. It's an inspirational move. Now you should get closer to God. If you think you are God, you got the wrong enlightenment. You got the wrong awakening. Okay, switch channels. Go back and you missed something. All right. But when I reached spiritual enlightenment, it was only because I had put the work in. I had put myself in position to be prepared. And the only way God going to introduce himself to you is if you put yourself in position. He don't just come up like, nah, because you down up, nah. Don't, no. Good deeds, okay? He'll make himself known. Just like the devil, when you're looking for something, he'll make himself known. That quick deal, that to do this, that's the devil. That ain't God. And since I become awakened, all I do is what? Try to teach, to wake other people up. Why? When you do this every day, I'm here every day to do one thing. Try to get you woke, try to get you to know yourself. That's it. I have no other agenda, so understand that. Moving on. Views, yeah, but my agenda is to get somebody to better themselves. That's what I'm here for. And I have never felt like anyone was ever getting what. No, I did it since this spiritual awakening. No, before, like I said, the drug-induced one, you become a one-man gang. All right, so been there, done that. But when the real one comes, you never feel like it's you against the world. I know walking with God is a one-man joke, and you gonna walk alone. Why? Everybody don't want to do what you're doing. I tell you the concept: easy, arduous. Man, give me easy. Okay. Look how many people on that road. You can't even find a way. Arduous. You have your way. That's why. And only those who really want it will go that way. I chose it. I'm just telling you, if you want the easy, yeah. But you want to get what you need, go that way. And you're going to be alone. Trust my man said, dude, I said, trust me. God don't need a crowd. And God ain't going to get a crowd. Why? He already know. That's why he sent messengers. Because they can get the crowd. I can't get a crowd. Okay, I can appeal to a few, but no, he got other messages doing that job. I'm just one of the workers. So I know my place. I ain't got no problem. Where we at? Now, my awakening changed my life. If you get awakened and still the same dude, you ain't woke. you went back to sleep, okay? Because it should change. And the things you're doing for that to happen is already putting that change in progress. That's what I say. You're already in position to what? You're doing to get his attention. Once you get God's attention, you must be doing something right. And when my awakening changed my life for the better, first of all, it's been now over 15 years that I got the awakening. I'm studying over 30 years. But again, if it took me 15 to even get in position, and after the position, I've been working like a madman. Why? To help somebody else. That's it. Moving on. I'm so entrenched now. This is my life. This is what I do. How much man, all that worrying about what I'm getting, don't worry about me. Okay? Don't worry about the cow being pulled. I get mine. I do what I do for you. How you like it? That's the question. And yeah, I have been woke a long time. And if you know me, you know one thing about me. Yeah, you better know who he is. And I pride myself on that. Yeah, I make that a point. And when you wake up, you need to find others, woke people. Again, I only like to be around, socialize with people on another level. Why? Man, I got to think against ignorance. And I don't like to be around it no more. It's annoying to me. I ain't think I'm no better, but I don't do ignorant stuff. What's the opposite of good or smart? Ignorant. So if you're doing that, I don't want to be around you. Why? I'm doing the opposite. So you're my enemy. Moving on. Again, birds of a feather. I know my views will never get to be high. Why? Because what I do ain't for everybody. I know that. I'm bringing God. But if it ain't material, if they ain't getting nothing from the material, they don't give a crap. That's why God don't deal with everybody. Why? Everybody wants this. Y'all don't want God. Y'all want the devil. The devil's all material. God is spiritual. Again, yeah, I'm all spiritual. I'm a spiritual specialist. I give spiritual knowledge. I teach spiritual principles, philosophy. I do one thing. That's what I do. Enlighten all right thinkers that I can win daily. That's what I do for you. I ain't doing it for me. I study for me. I prepare for me. But I give it to you so that you can do what you need to do. What? Know you. And I have 2 spiritually enlightened friends. My mother-in-law, I call my spiritual advisor, my pastor, my best friend. Other than that, I don't have nobody to talk to at this level. My mom told me 10 years ago, well, baby, everybody don't want to talk about God all the time. Okay. And back then, man, yeah, I get it. But my pastor said, right, whenever you want to talk about God, call me. It's 5 something now. I be calling him in an hour. That's what we do every day. Okay? So yeah, I got somebody I can talk to every day about God. I got a mother-in-law. Whenever I call, that's what we're going to be on the phone to, like 2 kids, like hours. Me and my mother don't talk 5 minutes, and we talk every day. But me and my spiritual advisor, packing on a while. We're going to be here a while. So, beautiful thing. But when you got somebody you can share that with, I'm not beat. I don't feel so alone now. Why? I mean, dang, I can't share. Really? So, I'm good with that. And when you're waking, trust me, find somebody that's woke. Don't get aggressive. Don't get upset with somebody who's not woke. That's all. Moving on. I know it might be hard, but they there. We out here. And all I talk about, again, understand it, when I'm here, it's all about God. I'm God crazy. I'm not a fan. I'm God conscious. I know the power. I know what he do and how we do. So I'm trying to get you to understand that for you. Well, I already know. All I talk about is God. Is the blessing. When me and my pastor talk, all we talk about is our blessings from God. When daily we match each other blessing for blessing. Can you do that? I'm here every day. I'm blessed for doing just that. And I get it his way. Wrapping it up. And then the words of K. Dot, okay? Telling you, you're not like us. You're not like us. Meaning what? We're spiritually enlightened. We know who we are. And if you ain't, you faking the funk, you're not like us. All right? And George told you fake the funk, your nose will grow. Some of y'all look stupid. Look what? Like Pinocchio. We call it Pinocchio theory. A lot of people, what's that? Yeah, you don't even know. So yeah, that's why if you don't know, don't worry about it. If you do know, right thing, because I appreciate you. And may you all live to be 100, and me 100 minus a day. So I know that my right thinkers who woke up and passed away. Oh Lord, look at that time. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.